Check. I think I might have something here. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Turn this down here. What's poppin'? Your boy just got to work not too long ago. Decided he want to come home and play with his Rickenbacker bass. You know he needs a Rickenbacker cable. I'd like to take the opportunity to be able to see you guys this evening or this morning. And I'm getting ready to go to bed shortly, but you know, like when you have something on your mind, like I was at work and I just had this on my mind. I was looking up data on it and whatever, and ordering cables for my Rickenbacker, for my Rickenbacker bass. I'm like, man, when I get home, man, I'm gonna stay up and I'm gonna keep trying to make this camera level too. I'm gonna keep trying because one day it's gonna work, right? Okay. Yeah, so I decided to hook it up and then try to get my sound together and try to see if I can start plugging in again and really working on doing some more instead of speaker type vibe, working from direct in with the mic and all that good stuff, right? So I want to be a little bit more. I always say I want to be more professional in doing this when it comes to music. Fragrances, you don't need sound for fragrances. You just blah 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 blah. But when it comes to music and basses and stuff like that, I want people to hear what's going on. This is what you got to do. So what I decided to do was, this is basically a bass video for instrumentation, just in case you don't know. But for the fragrance heads that might look at the video, still the same juice, still the same day, was another day. But Kandahar, Amber Kandahar, by Unuit Nomad, the name of the company. All right, so that's the amber piece. And if you got anything to say, comment down below. And tell me if you have a fragrance that smells like this, you know anything that smells like this, or you're interested in getting it. People leave me comments like, cool, right on, stopping by to say hi. Nah, man, I want you to comment on the video. I see guys get comments on their video they might talk about a shoestring, and they get like 5,000, comments on a shoestring. It's like a losing battle sometimes, man. I appreciate the support, man, but I don't do this just to have somebody come by and say thumbs up, like my man D Juice here, thumbs up. Nah, man, tell me about the juice. Tell me what you like. Do you like the bass? Do you like the music? Do you like the way the juice smells? Do you have a juice that smells like that? Not just him, but a lot of people that stop by to say hi. No, I need you to do more than that. I need you to comment on the subject at hand, right? Because that's what I would do. When I look at other people's videos, I'd be like, okay, I'll just stop. Yeah, I'll stop by to say hi or blah, blah, blah. No, if you talk about juice, I want to talk about the juice too. That's why I'm here. So I just want y'all to be more interactive, man. I mean, make me want to do this. It gets frustrating sometimes. It really gets frustrating. Y'all just don't know how frustrating it is. So that's why I stopped doing fragrances and I started doing music. Because I get more comments from people when I talk about music and stuff than I do doing fragrances. So that's why I'm getting out of fragrances. That's it. So anyway, tonight I'm playing around with my Rickenbacker bass. It's the 4001 W. The W means walnut, okay? And tonight, again, I wanted to, I have a splitter cable coming because this has Rickle sound output. So that means you can have one pickup go to one place, another pickup go to another place. So in the studio, it'd probably be nice. I get a nice little sound. Combine it, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little less of this, a little less of that, and you get a little something happening, right? Right? And what I decided to do was I bought a MXR M80 the other day. Y'all heard me talk about this. And basically it's a direct box. What I decided to do was, this is not the right way to do it. I wouldn't put a direct box on my foot pedal unless it was on the outside of the foot pedal. So basically, I kind of have this doing that. I kind of have this on the outside and then going into my volume pedal and stuff, I think, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll just compare the EQ on this and what it can do with my Empress Effects Para EQ and just see if there's a difference. And there's definitely a difference. I already tested it and everything. And there's definitely a difference. The Para EQ is basically, that's what it is, it's a Para EQ. And it's a parametric EQ and got a lot of ways to make your sound, curve your sound, you know what I mean? You got different types. You know, parametric EQ means how wide the band is, narrow band, slope band, stuff like that. And then how much of that frequency do you want the slope? And it's crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on with parametric EQ. When it comes to the M80, the M80 has a regular kind of graphic EQ. It's just mid, a bass mid treble, which is cool. So if I turn that on right now, and again, y'all heard me talk about this the other day. I'll turn it on right now. And this is the, hold on, make sure I don't have my microphone falling off my face. This is the MXR M80. Turn it off. So it's really the same thing, right? But if I turn it on, and then I hit the color button, and the clean volume is right up in the middle. Check 1, 2. And actually what I did was, because this is in the system, and the mic is in the system, I actually EQ'd the mic at the same time when I just did that. I just noticed that. So, now it's off. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. And now it's on. It got that color, got a little bit more deeper bass, and so did my voice. You know what I mean? So let me turn the bass down to my voice. See if I can keep this kind of crazy. Because I got, what it is, I got everything plugged into a little mixer, and then out of the mixer, like I got the mic into the mixer, I got the bass into the mixer, and then it comes out the mixer and comes to my pedal board. And then from my pedal board to what y'all hearing, or to the speaker monitor that I have out there as well. Okay, so that is on the MXR Bass DI Plus with the color mode. Let's take it out of color mode. And as you can hear, my bass, because these pickups are weird like that, they pick up a little hum until you do something like that. That's just the way Rickenbackers are. They're noisy because they single coil pickups. They're not humbuckers. They're not wound in reverse. It's not like if I was to replace this pickup, I would get it wound in reverse, so I wouldn't get this hum. But you're gonna get hum from this bass. Okay, so now let's turn on the distortion for this. Check it out. And my voice. You can do my voice too. I'll turn my voice down. So that's the distortion part. And I can add EQ also in distortion. Now, if you want to add more distortion, you go to full blend. Okay, and that was the distortion. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Let me turn up a little bit more. I got to turn my mic back up. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another cable to this, and I'll run my mic. I'm trying to get this together, y'all. I'm just doing this just to test it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put an extension on my mic and run my mic to my speaker, and that way I won't have my mic being affected by the instrumentation. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's the MXR. And again, in regular mode too, I'll take the color out and now I'll just add some EQ. See how I turned up my voice when I add the EQ? Because everything is running through the board from what's going Now I'm not a pick player, so I'm just gonna throw that back on the table. So it's pretty cool. And again, the only thing too is that the microphone is picking up all the, so you hear that instead of just hearing the bass. So it'd be like, I need something to mute the mic when I'm playing, right? I get up here and do it the hard way. So I went through all the scenarios right there. As basically, when you're using the Rico sound output, when you pull this out, there's a capacitor in there that it really takes away a lot of volume. When you have it in, it's loud. When you pull it out, hold I'm sorry, I don't have it down in the down mode. That's down mode, which is this pickup right here. You can barely hear it, but when you pop it back in, now you hear more of it. Pop it out. Barely hear it. Pop it in. So I don't know what it is about the Rico sound. I think it's better when you blend it, though. If you were to blend that, so you put it in the middle, right? And then you got both pickups. And now you do Rico sound, pull it out. You see what I'm saying? So when you pull out the Rico sound to get the vintage sound, it does give you a different type vibe. Now, I don't have the EQ or anything hooked up right now because I just did the demo of the MXR. Now we're going to mess around with the Para EQ. So we're going to turn that on. And again, this is a parametric EQ. I can sit here all day and twiddle around with this. It would be crazy and redundant because there's just too many controls on here. And I would have to explain to you actually everything I'm doing, from what type of slope I'm using and all that good stuff. So basically, we'll put it in the middle. And now, say for instance, I pick a slope. So I want to turn up the bass, right? So I'll turn the bass up. Hear it? You hear the slope, right? Now, if I turn it to the middle, different slope, again. So different slopes as to how I'm going to control the bass. So now I got the bass up. Now I'm gonna put a little slope on it. I'm gonna put a wide slope on it, right? And that's really gonna open the bass up if I turn it up. But I'm gonna turn it down. Right? So now I'm gonna turn up the slope to open the slope up a little bit more. So it's like this. Right? So you can hear it. You can hear me opening the slope. Now I'm going to take a tight slope. That means I'm going to take the bass and move it like this. Instead of moving it like this and moving it like that, I'm going to move it like this. That means a tight slope. Okay? I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Bass in. So that's the bass. So I'm picking out the bass I want. Or I can turn it down and take out any annoying, like if the bass is too loud, instead of just turning the bass down, I can pick the frequency as the way to turn the bass down. Now again, my voice, my mic is kind of overtaken because now whatever I'm doing down here on this EQ pedal, I'm doing to my mic, unfortunately. I'll get that together though. And then we have a boost on here that actually boosted up even more. And that's for this bass right here, since this is a Rickenbacker and the pickups don't have a lot of power, even using the MXR, you can turn it up from here instead of, because you'll turn this all the way up, you're like, this still ain't loud enough. And then you'll go and you'll use the MXR bass DI, or you can use the EQ pedal and turn it up. Turn it off. Turn it back on. So see how loud it got louder, right? It got louder. Let me turn my mic down again, because my mic is probably being affected. It is being affected by the EQ. Then we had a high end, so I can pick the high. Hear that? You can hear it. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it's kind of loud. Okay. This is out, no EQ. And this is me messing around with the EQ on the Empress effects. So you can do a lot with this. I can turn the mids up. So let's do the mids. Now give me some more mids. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more. Turn it back down. You can hear the mids sloping, right? So that's a good thing. So the Empress can really get detailed, but usually when I'm using the Empress effects, I'm using that for my guitars when I want to use that. So that's why having the MXR bass DI on my pedal board, when I'm playing bass, I can adjust the bass, especially when I'm doing loops. And then I'll have the other one, I use it for the guitar, the Empress effects for the guitar, because I'll get more detailed with the guitar than with the bass. The bass is really usually mostly simple. You want to add a little bit more bass, you want to take a little bit more bass out, so on and so forth. Again, I kick that bad boy in. I hit the color button. Everybody else want to do fast stuff when they're playing bass. You don't need to do fast stuff. Play it so people can hear what the bass can do. No, everybody want to get on there. Love hitting harmonics. I'm just so tired of hearing guys who demonstrating basses just love to hit harmonics. Everybody doing it. It's so corny. Just do you. Do you. Do your thing. Make it pop. And make the video work for people who are trying to get to know what this does. Now again, this is hooked up with an insert cable, which means there's a stereo out here, and then it's going to 2 separate channels. So if I turn it down right there, I can turn that down, and then you're going to hear that at all. But if I flip it up, you hear that up, because that channel is still up. So it's like stereo. It's like stereo. So now we got both of them up in the mixer, which is kind of cool. And then you add which you can barely hear again. You can barely hear it when you do the vintage sound. When you kick it back in, it's back in there. So I guess if you want to hear the vintage sound, you just got to turn it up, right? So you go down here, you hit vintage, and then you just turn it up. And then it's your vintage sound for your Rick. Now together. See, when I kick it back in, it gets loud. So that's the thing. You put it in the mixer, or you put it in your interface. If you have a 2-channel interface, you can have 1 channel playing, messing around with the Rico sound, and you can have the other channel with your normal up bass. Rico sound, up bass. Both. Pull it. This is the Rico sound. So Rickenbacker 4000W, which means walnut. I gotta get ready to get in the bed. I gotta be up at 9 o'clock. And just mess around, and it's a really nice bass. I really like this bass. I was thinking about not keeping this bass any longer, but I decided I got a clean bill of health on the bass. I went and took it to the shop. They looked at it, and they was like, look. And then they set it up for me so I can play smoothly. So I said, well, shoot, you're going to do that? It's starting to sound like that. I think I'll keep the joint, you know what I mean? Especially you spent like $1,900 for a bass, right? It's like, and these are special basses. If you look up Rickenbacker, Rickenbaker, and you type in 4441 or 4001, 4003, then the older basses cost more. I saw Rickenbacker for $18,000. So these kind of gain, and they gain in popularity and money. And people don't know why. It's like, oh, you don't sound all that good. But some about Rickenbackers, the older they are, the more money you get for them. So it's my first Rickenbacker, and I'm happy with it. So that's it. So the MXR pedal we played with. We played with the Empress Effects Para EQ, and now I'm ready to take my behind the bed. So thank y'all for stopping by. I don't know what y'all even still doing up unless you're on the West Coast. If you're on the East Coast, well, I guess, hey, if you're just chilling, you ain't got to worry about going to work like I do. Well, I ain't worrying about going to work, but I do have to get some sleep so I can get work be nice and fresh. All right? So thank y'all for checking out the video for the Rickenbacker 4003 with the Rico sound effect, okay? And of course, the MXR Bass DI Plus and the Empress Effects Para EQ. And I'm out. Talk to y'all later. Holla at your boy Roger will be cool. Get ready. Look at this on the video real quick to see how the sound came out. And then I'm going to bed. Talk to y'all later. Be cool. Headphones on. Like, subscribe, and share. And if you like my video, thumbs up. If you have any interest in the video, wow, is that bass cool? Because the subject is about the bass. So it'd be cool if, again, I talked about this earlier. I don't know why I got to coach people to how to comment. But if I look at a video and it's talking about a rabbit, then I'm going to comment on the rabbit. If I see anybody about the bass, I'm going to comment about the bass. You know what I mean? Oh, nice bass, or wow, what kind of bass is that? You know, stuff like that. That really helps the channel, and it makes it look like the algorithm is working and that people are actually interested in the subjects that I cover, not just I'm here talking about a bass. You see what I'm saying? So I'm out. Talk to y'all later. Gotta go. I'm out. Salute.